Before measuring a polygon, it's important to first of all set the brightness so that the optimum image is coming back from the polygon surface. Then we would recommend setting averaging to a minimum of 10 to help eliminate any noise. And lastly, select the invert Y, which is the convention for positive up angles. This is described in the handbook. Once this is set, we can go into the Electro software. In here we have a choice of the Polygon software or the enhanced Polygon software. For the Polygon software, we go in, we choose the instrument which is going to be measured, and we choose which axes, whether it's just the X or the X and Y, the Y being pyramidal error. Because of the direction being clockwise, we need to set the X-axis to be inverted so that a clockwise movement gives a positive angle. We're going to be using the rotary axis as a reference. We're going to be measuring in a clockwise direction, and here we choose the master polygon error file. This time we're using a 12-sided polygon. We set this 12 faces. We know it's clockwise. We're going to do, in this example, one data set. You can do multiple ones. And we're going to start at 0 and go to 360 degrees every 30 degrees. We now go to measure. The first thing we were instructed to do is align face 0 from the polygon with the instrument. This is very important because the face 0 for error correction is our reference datum. Once this is done, we can press measure, and it now instructs us to move the polygon to 30 degrees. Do a small movement. Measure again, measure, move to 60 degrees, measure again, 90 degrees, measure again, and each time we're indexing the table to the instructed angle . 300 degrees, 330 degrees, and lastly 360 degrees. We've come back to the same spot. When we finish that, we can see that the arrow, the tick at the bottom allows us to go through to the results page. On here we have a table of results showing what the nominal position on the polygon we were measuring. Then we have the polygon errors as measured, and here are the errors in the X and the Y axis from that data. Next we can go to the profile chart. This is simulated data, so it is not accurate, but it's showing the errors in the X-axis and the errors in the Y-axis. These scales can be changed. Here it is the optimum scale, but now we can change this to plus or minus 500 seconds, plus or minus 1,000 seconds. Go back down, and at any time we can go back to the default, which is the optimum scaling, and the same for the Y-axis. We can now change the scaling, plus or minus 100 seconds, come down, or optimize. Along the bottom we can save this data. We can print this page alone, or we can print all of the pages. That will be this page, and the information page. Here we can export the data. That allows, only this one is a bit image saving of that file. And if we go back to the table, we can export that as a CSV file. And here we'll be asked for the file name, temp. And now we've exported the data into a comma-separated variable file. That is a summary of the Polygon software.